The Sussexes have been threatened with their second defamation lawsuit. Now, this one concerns the couple's Netflix reality show where they claimed a majority of the hateful comments directed at them online were posted by very few accounts. Watch.
They were coordinating and talking about what they would discuss for that particular day or week, what pictures they should disseminate. They were actively recruiting people, telling people how to create multiple accounts, how to use VPNs, virtual private networks, to hide the IP so they don't get suspended. It's insane.
The documentary then showed a series of, quote, middle-aged housewives said to be part of a coordinated cabal, including this woman, the American journalist turned YouTuber Shallon Lester. But in a video posted this week, Shallon branded the use of her image defamation, slander, mischaracterization and misinformation. And I'm delighted that Shallon Lester joins me live now from the US to speak exclusively about the legal action she's taking against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So, Shallon, great to have you on the show. I know you've thought long and hard about this, haven't you? Because you were initially so shocked when you saw that Netflix documentary making these defamatory claims against you. Why have you decided to pursue legal action now?
Well, there is just the small details. I take umbrage with the fact that I was described as middle-aged and a housewife. I am neither. I don't think any of those other women could fall into that category. But, if you're going to do a documentary, I grew up in the time when documentaries were factual. They were fact-checked. I'm a journalist. There's a journalistic process, and there's something called integrity and honesty and truth. And this documentary presented a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory as fact, with not one screenshot, not one DM, not one YouTube clip, nothing to support it for anybody. Me, the other creators, any other creators. And again, if you're going to go in a documentary and present something as fact, you better be able to back it up. But I think we are just, as a global citizenry, tired of watching Meghan and Harry present their imagined victim narrative as fact. And eventually, if you keep doing this, you're going to step in it. You're going to make claims that are not only false, they're defamatory. And the buck is going to have to stop with someone. And that someone today is me.
Good on you. Because the thing is, Shallon, you're a really successful YouTuber. And I look at your page and you don't just talk about Harry and Meghan. You comment on loads of public figures and loads of issues in the news and health. And, you cover the whole gauntlet of topics. But at the end of the day, they can't handle the fact that you do criticise them. So what they want to do is paint you as a troll.
Yeah, right. And if they were just saying that, if they're saying, listen, this YouTuber, that YouTuber, they're just mean. They're being mean. I am mean. I'm critical. I'm self-aware. And I demand that from the people that we talk about. I talk about Kim Kardashian and Jennifer Lopez and all sorts of people to break down what we can learn from their behavior from a psychology point of view, the advice we can give. I could talk about a tortoise and a hare, or I could talk about a Kim and a Kanye and a Meghan and a Harry. And if they were just we just don't like being talked about, that's fine. I understand that. But when you cross into accusing me of things and present it as fact, it becomes defamation. So that's where I have a little bit of an issue.
So, here's where things get really interesting. A YouTuber is stepping into the legal spotlight, taking on none other than Prince Harry and Meghan Markle with a full-blown defamation lawsuit. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just internet drama. This is courtroom-level, real-deal litigation. According to the YouTuber, the Sussexes have crossed a line, making statements that not only misrepresented her work but also struck at her personal reputation and credibility. In the influencer world, your credibility is everything. Your word, your analysis, your voice, that's the foundation on which you build your channel, your audience, your livelihood. So when someone as globally recognized as Harry and Meghan allegedly suggests that your platform is spreading misinformation or operating in bad faith, the ripple effect can be devastating. Sponsors pull back. Viewers start to doubt. Opportunities evaporate. And the YouTuber is framing this whole situation as more than just a personal vendetta. She says it's about standing up to a power imbalance, where people with massive influence, endless resources, and global recognition can shut down independent voices with a single sweeping statement. The irony, of course, isn't lost on her or her audience. Harry and Meghan have built their entire post-royal brand on calling out unfair press coverage, highlighting how they've been misrepresented or maligned, and championing the idea that voices deserve to be heard fairly. Yet here they are, facing allegations that they've done exactly what they've so loudly condemned. It's this mirror image dynamic that has captured so much attention, not just among royal watchers but across the digital content creator space. After all, if someone as established as this YouTuber can be publicly smeared, or at least claimed she was, what does that mean for the thousands of smaller voices who rely on their platforms to survive?
I understand that, actually, because they've tried to do the same thing with journalists like me, Shalon, over here, and suggested that simply because we are reporting facts about the couple that we're encouraging trolls to attack them. And it's like, no. I'm just reporting the truth about what you've done. And what I think is great about what you're doing, Shalon, is you're actually having the balls to say, you know what, Harry and Meghan, you want to sue everyone. Well, hang on a moment, I'm coming for you too, because you've done exactly the same thing that you accuse all of us of doing all the time.
Exactly. And of course they don't like you. Liars don't like the truth. And if you let liars talk enough, you give them enough rope that they're going to hang themselves. And they're going to veer into such crazy, conflated, wild narratives that it's going to veer into something illegal, something defamatory, something that at the very least really pisses people off. And I think that that's what they really can't conceptualize is there is no global conspiracy against them. There's no cabal. They're just unlikable. They're garden variety jerks. It's really not that special. And they have to think that they're special because that's kind of the only talent they have is this victim narrative. If they had one vendetta against one person, one outlet, you can settle that and you can move on. But when your vendetta is constantly imagined.
The undertone and what that ridiculous and revolting Netflix series did, though, is try to paint anyone who criticises them as some sort of racist. And that's the undertone, isn't it? And actually...
Oh, yes.
It has nothing to do with the fact that Meghan's a mixed-race actress, does it?
No, of course not. And if you want equality, equality is judging someone by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. Martin Luther King Jr. said that. And actually, Meghan, we're judging you by the content of your content. We're judging you by your bad podcasts. We're judging you by your bad Netflix specials, by your bad interviews, by your bad press tour. People just don't like her. I mean, some people do. Great. That's their right. But it's also our right to be like, I don't like this woman. I don't like this man. They don't seem trustworthy. They don't seem honest. And that doesn't make us racist.
What was it about Meghan? Because, look, lots of Americans actually liked these guys for a long time. And even me, I really gave them a chance to begin with. And I thought, look, I'm happy having this woman in the royal family. Let's hope she makes a difference. Let's hope she's part of the modernisation. Now, you're very proud of the fact, Shalon, that you picked up on your dislike of Meghan right from the start. So what did you see at the beginning that folk like me missed?
I talk a lot on my channel about the art of seduction and the seductive process, and it's a very formulaic thing to do. And Meghan nailed it. I mean, she was a textbook seducer, and it was fascinating to watch how she got her hooks into Harry. I mean, there was the rumor that she was wearing Princess Diana's perfume on dates and separating him from his family and honing in on the shadow self. And I could see her as a manipulative woman who uses a lot of strategy to move through life. And honestly, amazing. I love this. I love this look. You know, why shouldn't she be? Go after what you want, be strategic, get it. But the shift into victim was so strange. It was so incredibly strange. And it was so, I think we see this in people in our own lives. Like, they have all the advantages and they choose these victim narratives. They choose to see the world as fundamentally wronging them. This could be your mom, your coworker, your boyfriend. We're all just so sick of it. And when it's crystallized into someone who is literally a duchess, who has every advantage, it's like,
I know.
Who in the hell are you trying to fool?
These two are the opposite of victim. They are the most privileged human beings on planet Earth. And I love the fact that you were not seduced, Shalon, in the way that I was. I big you up for that. Although I would say I was onto it pretty quickly, but no, you certainly spotted it from the start. Shallon Lester.
She's good. She's good.
Yeah, she is. She is. But look, keep us posted. Shallon Lester taking legal action.
Now, let's talk about the legal mechanics, because this isn't some simple, he said, she said. Defamation law requires a really high burden of proof. You need to demonstrate that the statements made were false, that they were damaging, and that they were made without proper care for the truth. When your defendants are international celebrities like Harry and Meghan, the complexity multiplies. We're not just dealing with a couple of quotes floating around on social media. This involves interviews, published commentary, and the way those statements were broadcast across global media outlets. The YouTuber's team will need to dissect every word, every implication, and every possible interpretation to prove not only that the Sussex's comments directly referred to her, but also that they caused demonstrable harm. That's no small feat still. The fact that she's willing to pursue this path suggests a couple of things. 1, she truly believes she has enough evidence to mount a serious case. And 2, she's ready to use this battle as a platform, not just to clear her name but to shine a light on what she sees as hypocrisy in the Sussex's narrative. And let's be honest, whether you're a critic of Harry and Meghan or one of their supporters, the optics here are fascinating. On one side, we have two of the most high-profile figures in the world, endlessly scrutinized and often painted as victims of a hostile media machine. On the other, we have a digital creator claiming to be a victim of the very people who've built their brand around the idea of victimhood. It's messy, it's layered, and it's undeniably captivating. And in today's landscape, where YouTubers, podcasters, and independent journalists can command audiences that rival traditional media, this case feels like a cultural collision between old royalty, new royalty, and the power of online voices. Whether the lawsuit ends in a courtroom showdown, a quiet settlement, or a legal dismissal, the bigger conversation is already underway, and it's reshaping how we think about free speech, accountability, and the reach of celebrity influence. And that's the breakdown, folks. A YouTuber versus Harry and Meghan in a defamation face-off. It's the kind of story you couldn't script if you tried. Do you think she's got a real shot at winning this, or is this more about making a statement than securing a legal victory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if you found this breakdown useful, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into stories shaking up the media world. Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and I'll catch you in the next one.